After my last tournament, I decided that it was time for a change of rubber on my forehand. I changed to a Rasanter C48, which is quite a bouncy, spinny, counter-offensive rubber, which is very, very different from the Hurricane 8 that I previously used. So I changed my blade to a Andro Santoru KL-C inner, so it's got inner carbon with a softer outer. The idea being that I could do soft touches close to the net, but when I went for my attacking shots it would engage that carbon and produce more explosive power. So this is my first tournament using that combination, and let's see how I do. So I'm using the Rasanter C48 on my forehand, which is a counter topspin rubber. It's very, very bouncy. My plan was to chop, to slice, to let Phil open up, and to try and use the counter topspin ability of this rubber to bring powerful shots, or explosive powerful shots, to put them past him. And you'll see in this game I wasn't successfully doing it. I need to work on that counter topspin game. I was going too far back. I was trying to engage my backhand rubber, which is a soft air-rock rubber, with the softer blade that I've now got to keep control of the Rasanter C48, and it just wasn't engaging very well at all with that backhand. I found that I was moving backwards quite a lot, playing passive shots back to Phil, and Phil was moving me around. There you can see one side and then another, and I just didn't have the movement to be able to counter his game. So he took the first game, 1-0 to Phil. I also found that my countering needs a lot of improvement. I found myself blocking passively rather than getting on the attack. I do try a little bit in this match, but I didn't successfully get those counters. But I think I was too set in this match on the tactic I was going to use, because I wanted to try out the rubbers rather than concentrating on the game. So there was an attempt at using that countering. This is the tactic that I went into the match trying to make opportunities for, but I wasn't doing it successfully enough. I really need to work in training on that counter attack. My backhand was working close to the table most of the time. But I was still playing far too passively. I was allowing Phil to get his attacks on and putting myself in a position where I was moving back and ending up more on the defence, where I found that that backhand was weaker, and also that I was just out of position for all the shots that were coming at me, because Phil positioned his shots very, very well. Of course, he sometimes made those mistakes where they went off the side, and that was my luck, I suppose, in this game, where Phil was making more mistakes than I was, and losing points because of it. So 2-1 up in this match, and in this game I started to gain a little bit of confidence. I started to get used a little bit to what I could do and what I couldn't do with the rubber, and I started trying to get my attack and my own game on and have a little bit more fun. One of the things that I noticed watching through this video is some of the things, now that I've changed some of the equipment I use, is that the errors that I'm making can no longer be blamed on the equipment, and I have to start thinking about where the errors are in my technique. So I'm going too far back in some things. I do need to work on my counter attack. I need to work on my movement especially, because I do my shots, I end up out of position, and then Phil is able to pick me off if he's able to get his shots in, and I either play weak shots back, or I can just be out positioned and then have the ball hit past me in a place where I can't get it back. Sending it to the same place each time. Phil's able to run me around. There's definitely more speed in my topspin shots though on this, with this rubber than I had with the Hurricane 8, which I like, and I'm going to persist with it and see what I can do to improve my game to use this rubber better.
Thank you.
And I might look into a different backhand rubber that engages better with the new blade that I'm using, so that I'm not playing those passive backhand shots from mid and long distance. Overall a very good match. I'm definitely going to persist with the C48 on my forehand, and I've got now a few pointers as to where I need to focus my training, especially on the counter topspin, on my stroke with my own topspins, positioning my shots, because far too many just went to the same place in this game, and I've also got to get my movement so much better so that I'm not continually moving so far back and ending up on the defensive. I think that in part was to do with my insecurity on my backhand using the Air Rock Soft on a softer blade that I'm used to, so I will think about getting a new backhand rubber. If you've got any ideas as to what I should use, please put comments down below. Also, if there's anything that you think that I need to work on in my game, please mention that as well. And if you've got any hints and tips on the counter topspin, if you think that I shouldn't be using the new equipment that I've got and that I'd be better off with something else, mention that also. But if you've liked this match, please give it a like and a subscribe. Thank you very much.